Back for our evening live session tonight. Decided to just throw some sunglasses on that I found in the dump the other day and the necklace. It's all women's stuff, but I don't care. I like to wear it. Does that make me gay? No, I'm not. I'm not. I don't judge either. Doesn't bother me. I said I was gonna go live tonight again for my people, for everybody that wants to kind of. I promised some pictures and stuff tonight, so I got a couple more pictures. I'm gonna have a nice little evening, nice session. I'm gonna try and make it more chill. I'm gonna try not to trip out. Make sure you like the stream if you're already in here right now. We're gonna get into it in 1 second. My daughter is, missing. I don't know where she's at. Um, I don't have custody of her, so I can't really do too much, really, to be honest. So this isn't like a clickbait title or anything like that. My baby mama take my daughter today, dropped off the keys. My daughter is somewhere out in the world without a car. I hope that she's not in Texas, but I mean, if she's not in Texas, she'd have to be in Florida. We're having record heat waves across the country right now, and my daughter is somewhere without a vehicle, without a way to travel with air condition. Unless my baby mama's been able to get another vehicle now, I don't see that happening. My daughter's going from place to place, or y'all are traveling, what, using Ubers and waiting outside in the sun. Like, isn't that an improper way to travel with the child? I don't know. You tell me. I've been out here in my car in this summer, so I know exactly how hot it is. But you want to take two children? You want to take two children and leave a car behind? Like, how stupid are you? I have the dumbest baby mama in the history of like baby mamas. I really do feel like I have legitimately the dumbest baby mama. She don't think about nothing. Continues to burn everything down. How are you gonna get rid of the car that our daughter rides in? Don't you need a car to go places? Unless you already got a whole nother man, and I wouldn't put that past you. I'm sure there's probably is a whole nother guy that she already has ready to substitute to be the stepfather for my child, which is why she probably didn't want me around, right? This is how these kind of women operate. She already has a whole nother guy that she's trying to put into the picture. Oh, he's abusive. Look at all the videos he's making about me. Oh, he's live about me again. Oh, he's this about me again. No, that's why I'm putting out all the reality. I'm gonna put out exactly what you are. Now you trying to talk about some I was hooked on your P word, on your punani. You trying to talk about some I was hooked on your punani. Let's go ahead and go to picture time, okay? Hey, what's up? You're new here? You're getting ready to hear craziness in my life. My daughter has been kidnapped today by my baby moms. Like she just sent me a message today, but I'll just it's just a lot of craziness. If you're kind of new on my channel, and shout out to y'all for being here. Make sure you like the stream, subscribe, and you'll eventually learn about what's going on with me right now. I'm living in my car, struggling. I'm an artist. I do music, but I do other things too. I've been on YouTube for a while, had a little bit of success, but I ran into this woman who pretty much ruined my life. Like sent me to jail, ruined my money, ruined the places I had to live, ruined my credit, ruined everything. Just everything upon everything upon everything. So we're talking about her today. Now let me tell you something. I left the oh shoot, I wasn't even trying to create a highlight. I left the live stream off on talking about why we got kicked out of our apartment the first time. Okay, this this is the sign that she shot when she shot at me. This is the bullet that went exactly through the middle of the sign. Like I said, it's almost like it was a movie. Like how does it you see how it's I mean it went dead through the middle of the sign, and my sign says you can't handle the truth. That's what it is. And so when you're shooting at me, Rui, when you're watching all these videos, when you're seeing all these videos and you're seeing yourself be exposed, it's because you can't handle the truth. And you try to take me, the truth, out. And this is proof that I have right here. So you want to start calling police and you want to start playing all these games, we can start playing these games. I'm not about to play these games with you. I'm gonna play for real with you, okay? Anyways, so she tried to take a nigga out. This is that sign right here. Now she's saying, now when she was going through this pregnancy and she was going through all this other stuff and all this other stuff, a nigga was sticking right beside her. A nigga was right there through every single hospital visit, through every type of visit. This is one of the visits where we were at the hospital. I can't even like show too much of it and everything. I told y'all that she cut her hair and she was going through all this craziness and she was doing all this other stuff. You know why you were losing your mind during your pregnancy because of all the evil shit that you've been doing that you were trying to do to me. She struggles to smile in these pictures, and she acted like she was annoyed when we were at the doctor's office doing all these baby visits and stuff like that. And she would say sly shit like, "Oh yeah, it's his first kid, so he wants to experience this shit." And I would catch it, but I wouldn't say anything about it because I'd be like, "Okay, this is a little evil. This obviously doesn't mean anything to her." And I don't know, I guess she's got something else at play. You just like the sub, I appreciate it. The dreads you guys look like the dread you guys wear, you can't even spell wear WEAR. Before you insult somebody, at least be able to like spell in basic fifth grade English, dummy. The dread you guys were. Shut up before I ban you. I'll give you one more chance to be able to spell a comment right, to spell your insult right. It's a pet peeve of mine. People insult you. Where the glasses from? I found them in the dumpster. Yo, if you want to buy them, I'll sell them to you right now. Just send me $4 on Cash App. You can have them. I found them in the dumpster. I found this pair in the dumpster too. Yo, I got like a shit ton of like designer and clothes. Everything I have on right now was found in the dumpster. But I got like a whole bunch of clothes and designer. I got bags and bags of clothes. My whole car is full of clothes, yo. Like every single backpack you see right here, nothing but clothes. What is this? This is like some weird ass ugly jacket. It's so like this is what I do. This is what I had to do to survive. Like I ran out of ways to I ran out of a job. I ran out of everything, bro. What was this? I'm a little pair of shorts right here. Little pair of shorts right there. I'm gonna put my Cash App up. You want to support? You go listen to my music. If you want to learn more about me, you can hear my music. I might just drop a mixtape soon since people are starting to watch the live streams and everything. If you want the glasses, you got them. Where am I from? I'm from Texas. I'm in the Dallas area right now, struggling, but I'm getting ready to go to LA. I was trying to like make things work with the mother of my child after she sent me to jail. After she tried to kill me, after she's already kidnapped my child multiple times and she's already left again. I don't know where my child's at. They don't have a vehicle anymore. I'm struggling whether or not I need to just call my mom right now because my mom doesn't even mess with me. She ruined my relationship with my mom's too. So I don't even know if I should call her right now and just be like, hey, I don't know where your granddaughter's at, but your car apparently that you gave to, the baby mama is laying in the parking lot right now, so you should go pick it up before it's towed, and y'all making payments on a car that's in an impound lot. I don't know. So it's just a bunch of stupid shit going on right now. But let me get to some more pictures really quickly, just so y'all can see what's happening. I've been making these videos exposing my baby mama because for the last year and a half I've been living in a parking lot in my car. I'll make it quick for the people that are used to watching my channel. I'm not gonna speak too much about it. I know y'all always like, nigga, you say the same thing every time, but new people are kind of coming in and watching this entire thing. So I'm not just doing this for clout. I'm not doing this just to get famous. I'm not doing this for anything. I'm doing this for the other fathers. This is also a bangle I found right here. A bangle I found. Hey, if you want these glasses, let me know. Anyways, um, talking about, hey, just wanted to say you don't have to worry about me reaching out anymore. So if interesting, you have this traumatic experience. I have one too. I just showed y'all the picture of me getting shot with my own gun, right? With my own gun. How is that not a traumatic experience? No, I mean it's not that traumatizing for me. I'll be honest. I've been shot at before that, but still, coming that closer to that happening, it wasn't supposed to happen in my apartment, and that's the reason we ended up getting kicked out of the first apartment because the bullet holes were found inside of the wall, right? I never said anything. I never called police. I never called police on this dummy one time. Even when you tried to shoot and kill me, I didn't call police on you. Again, I asked her because she sent me to jail for domestic violence. I asked you to post one picture of me committing domestic violence. You put one picture on the internet and I will shut up and I won't make a single more video about you. But you can't even put one picture online. Until you post one legitimate picture, and it better not be AI, I'm going to keep on making all these videos exposing you. Sorry for this chapter in your life. Hope you can bounce back. I appreciate it, bro. I'm down so bad right now that it's like I really gotta. This is kind of like really my last chance to dance in this mode, homie. Like, I'm putting everything I got into this music. I just don't have much, but I get support from people. I get support from my family on this channel. I don't really have family that supports me, so I get support from family on my channel. The ones that are closest to me, the ones that are trying to take a nigga out. For what? I don't even know, bro. I don't be bothering people like that. I want the best for my people, for my family. My dad was sick with cancer, even though we were not in the best relationship. I'm driving back and forth, 4 hours one way, 4 hours back. Spending a couple of days there for like a month or two because, he's sick. He's starting to lose, faith, starting to think that his time might be coming. So, my baby mama at the time knew how to bake all these herbs and all these supplements and how to do all these natural remedies. So I said, you know what? We just need to go like back and forth for a straight couple of months and just so we can encourage them. Plus we had the baby with us too, so I was putting baby in the car seat and going to visit my parents, this and that. Man, they decided to have Christmas without me that year. I woke up and I woke up, came back after a DoorDash shift, and she had went to Fort Worth while we were living in Lubbock at my parents' house, and I couldn't even get down there. I forget why I couldn't get down there. I don't even think I had the money to get down there. So just like crazy stuff where I've been going so hard for my family, bro, but they niggas don't care, bro. They niggas like, so it's a bunch of craziness. It's a bunch of craziness. Somebody sent a message. Let me try and read it. No, I gotta hide that. Damn, why they do you like that? I don't know, bro. My pop's been hating on me ever since I had this girl in high school I was dating, bro. She was a bad little biscuit. Like ever since like I started breaking curfew because I just wanted to spend time with my girlfriend, this nigga has hated his son. I don't know why. I never did anything to the nigga. We get into arguments and shit like that, but I would never hate my own flesh and blood that looks just like me. I mean, I look better than him, but I would never hate my own flesh and blood the way this nigga hates me, bro. It's on some straight KKK, some straight Klansmen. My family's on some straight Willie Lynch letter Christianity, Texas Orthodox Christianity. Like you're going to hell, son. So like you don't deserve to raise your child. Like my parents didn't even tell me where my daughter lives right now. Now my baby mama's backstabbed my mom. Now she done took the baby, and now my mom don't even know what's going on. She didn't. My baby mama and my mom were like hoping that I was going to go to jail, not thinking I was going to be able to pay my bond and everything, right? But I had a real nigga that had my back, so I got everything paid off, right? So they start building this relationship together, like against me, bro. It sounds overwhelming, bro. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Like I tell this and I say this all the time on the live streams. Like if this happened to anybody else, nigga, they'd have been in jail or under. It's brutal, bro. It's brutal. It's brutal. Like I'm a tough guy. I'm a tough mental. I got some serious mental fortification, and this has been the hardest thing I've ever dealt with. But I've got through it now. I know that there's nothing else in this world other than myself that can take me out, because this didn't take me out. I waited 34 years to have a child, and the only thing it's got me is near felony charges with jail, less $4,000 out of my bank account that I had to pay to keep myself out of jail. I kicked out of an apartment 3 different times, actually 4 different times if you consider the apartment I had to leave while I was kicked out of the apartment that I was staying at with her, because I had to get another apartment at the side. 4 different apartments in less than 2 years I was kicked out of because of this dumb bitch. All for trying to want to be a father. All for just wanting to be in my daughter's life. And I'm talking about this chick right here. I'm talking about this chick right here. I swear to God, uh, like it's like this is when she was pregnant. We were at the hospital visit and trying to, I was trying to, it was a happy time and everything like that. She's faking a smile and everything, but it's like, bro, this bitch, when she fired at me, tried to kill me in my own apartment. That's why we ended up getting kicked out of the first apartment. Just stupid shit. And I tell my own moms this. My mom's takes her side. My mom's is on her side. Am I on a good path right now? I'm trying to get to LA, bro, so I can get on my creative stuff again. So I can start shooting music videos, so I can start just going hard. Because, I mean, I'm not going to lie, a nigga feels like he's a celebrity. I feel like I can become famous, legitimately. I have the talent, I have the look, I got the drive, I got the dedication, I have the masterism of it. I put in my work for this shit. And then I'm multi-talented. I'm a professional piano player. I consider myself a professional rapper. Consider myself a professional AV audio engineer. I'm not like I don't know. I'm not that good at that many things, but the few things the niggas got right now, you feel like I feel like I can do it. So, but shoot, I've been trying to be a father. I've been trying to work at DoorDash and make more money, and I've been trying to get an apartment, trying to get out of my car. I've been living in a parking lot for the last year and a half, bro. So I've been trying to just like grind and build something, but it's like, bro, I can't build nothing, bro. I can't build nothing. I can't get no job. I'm gonna try and get my ID. Somebody commented, they're like, you need to go to the homeless thing, like a homeless help out and get your ID. So I'm gonna go over there and try and get my ID, but ain't no job's gonna afford me an apartment down here, bro. So I'm about to pack up the car and just go drive to LA. I went to LA one time and I started meeting people in the industry, but I ran out of money. I couldn't afford living down there anymore, and I was asking for my mom was paying for everything, bro. So I had to come back to Texas. But now if a nigga feels like I got the talent to do it, and shoot, I ain't got nothing else holding me back, bro. I'm about to go get my face tattoo with my daughter's name, so my baby girl is everywhere I go, and I'm about to just go for it, bro. Good luck. We start at zero and we adjust, keep climbing to the top. I appreciate you, Kuko said, for real, you right. No, for real, bro. Like this isn't, especially me. I told her, bro. I told my baby mama the one thing I told her. I said, if we ever have a kid, the one thing I want is just have a one family household. No matter what happens, we can work it out. And this dumb. I'm trying not to cuss, so I'm not gonna cuss anymore. But this dumb B made made it She made sure that she did everything she could to take away the most important thing that was important to me. You know, she made sure that, and now she's even trying to threaten legal on me still to this day. The woman that has kidnapped my child, the woman that tried to kill me, the woman that's put me in jail. I mean, if you were to switch races and say that my baby mama was black, you would swear that this is some racism. You would swear that this is some legitimate KKK Klansman activity, but nobody talks about it because she's black. And I'm gonna point it out there like that. Like we got a lot of people in our community. You know, we got a lot. I mean, that's at a high rate. That are just, the Klan never died. You know, and that's even including my parents. That's even including my parents. The way they treat me, my own flesh and blood, betrayed me. My own mom, I feel like I can't trust. My mom. I said this on the last live stream, but a lot of the time, if you're getting into it with your baby mama, you know at least your mom's is gonna have your back. My mom's has her back. We'll see now. We'll see what's gonna happen now. I don't know. You came from a good family. I'm making bad choices. How am I making bad choices? You tell me. Yo, we got R&B star in the building. Yo, oh my God, you're human, and how she treated you is absolutely terrible. Yo, R&B's teen star has been on my channel for longer than 99.9% of people. You see that rainbow logo? She's been a member for, I think, longer than a year. So, but it's been like 2 or 3 years. Shout out to R&B teen star. When I do sign a contract, she's one of the people getting paid off. Heather Ross, R&B's teen star. Organic Black is getting paid off. Self Love Heals is getting paid off. I'm gonna be writing checks. I was gonna give away something on this live stream tonight. Hey, R&B, you want this? I got this old Gucci wallet. You want this Gucci wallet? I found it in the trash. I was gonna try and sell it, but I mean, it's whatever. I'd rather just give it to you. It's kind of faded, and you'd have to get some repair done on it, but it's legitimate Gucci. I found it in the trash. It says made in Gucci. Hold on, let me put the camera on. Hold up. Damn, I can't see shit, boy. All right. Like I said, it's kind of in rough shape, but I figure it's probably worth some money. I appreciate you supporting me for so long. Again, if I ever get famous, you're one of the people that's getting a check. I was gonna give it to Philly Kid if you didn't want it, but just let me know. And then you probably have to send me like $4 on Cash App, and I'll just mail it out to you. But anyways, um, shit, my bangle fell off. I'm wearing a women's bangle. I figure why not? It makes me feel kind of fly. Heather, you're all right. Yeah, you're getting. Oh, Heather, I'm making you a mod right now. Heather, you can do what you like. Welcome back, Heather. It's good to see you. Heather, shout out to Heather. Heather's definitely another person that's getting a check if I end up making it big. And so, let me read some more comments. Yeah, go ahead, Heather. You can do him. I'm making. Hey, Bam, I want you to comment again. What bad choices am I making? Like, what exactly bad am I making? I put it to you like this. Just the fact that you've heard me talk so positively about my family for so long, right? I talk nothing but positive about my family, and even now I talk in a negative light because of how they treat me. But even when we're going through everything that we're going through, I still kept my family in a positive light. I still try to keep respect on their name. I still never really talked about them like I'm talking about it right now. But it's like they don't care, they don't respect, they don't understand, they don't value a nigga. Like I'm not worth anything, right, to them. That's why I care more about my family on YouTube than I do my actual family. My mom, I don't know what you mean comes from a good family, but I would never joke about my child going to jail with their significant other behind their back. That's not indicative of a good mother, in my opinion. That's not very motherly, of my opinion. So I mean, from the sense that I presented it, I held my family in an upright regard because I tried to give them honor and dignity, even when they, for lack of a better term, shat on me, right? Because I was still trying to make whatever work I could work. But it's very clear and obvious that, you know, whatever issues that they have with me, I'm just not able to solve. So I don't claim to be the smartest person, but I'm not a bad person, right? I know I'm a smart person. I know I'm a good person as well. And I also know that I wouldn't treat somebody like me. I wouldn't treat anybody in my family, my flesh and blood, the way that that I've been treated. I just don't have that in me, right? I'm a real ass nigga. I don't do wrong to good people, or especially not the people that are trying, right? So even if I've made bad choices, and let's just say I am a horrible person and I've just been making horrible choices, the fact that I'm still trying. Okay, what is it that I could work better? One of the conversations I had with my baby mom when she was like, when I found out that her and my mom were colluding against me and everything like that, was okay. How much money do you want me to be making a month? What is the amount that I can make a month to where you say, okay, this nigga deserves to have a place to live, deserves to have a place to eat, and deserves to be able to stay inside of the apartment to enjoy his child? What is the amount of money per month? My baby mama said it was like 3 or 350 a month. So I'm working DoorDash more and doing this. I'm making 350 a month. We get into an argument when we're visiting my parents. First thing my mom says is, you're just not making enough. My whole family from Panama is here. Niggas that speak Spanish from New York are here because everybody's visiting us because my grandma passed away, right? Me and this dumb b get into an argument at church because she starts disrespecting me because my daughter's diaper is sagging like crazy. She wasn't changing my daughter's diaper. My daughter had a bunch of poop in her diaper, but she was flirting with this African nigga in the nursery. So I was like, well, were you planning on changing her diaper? This bitch starts talking to me crazy in church. I was like, all right. I looked at the nigga. I said, you see what I got to go through? He was just laughing and shit, laughing nervously. I said, all right. So I went back in the sanctuary. I told my sister, I said, I'm about to slap this. I said, I feel like I'm about to slap her. My sister went and told my dad, right? So we're all rolling back to the house. They were like, did you say you were going to slap her? I was like, y'all don't understand. Like, Sailor had a poopy diaper and all this other stuff. And so the whole family gets into an argument. I'm just like, why are y'all all against me? Like, don't y'all see that this dumb bitch is like ruining my life? I already went to jail. A nigga's here right now. Drove 4 hours to come visit y'all because my grandma passed away. Like, just we're at a funeral right now. Like, whatever it might be, and y'all still find the need to still have an issue with me. Why? What am I doing to y'all? If my son said he was about to slap his baby mama or he feels like that, I would be like, yo, what's going on? Talk to me. Like, we need to all have a talk. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, do you mean that? Like, what's going on? I never slapped her or laid a single hand on her a day in my life. But I was so frustrated. I told my sister, I was like, I feel like I want to just slap her sometimes, bro. Anyways, so we get back, they're all like, oh no, you gotta go, you're not even making money, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And I was just like, all right, you know what, like, I'm not about to even keep playing with you people because we already had this money discussion. I started making more money. This bitch is still talking disrespectfully to me. I've been real cool. I'm not disrespecting this dumb bitch. I'm not saying anything crazy or anything bad about her, and still she's talking disrespectful to me. If anybody else was talking disrespectful to me like that, I would put hands on them. She's talking to me crazy, bro. Crazy. I uploaded one of the videos so y'all can go watch it. It's on my YouTube Shorts. It's called when you have a baby with the KKK Klansman. And then I uploaded an actual medium length video of that full encounter. Her talking crazy to me. I wasn't on none. The way I'm talking online right now, I didn't talk to the mother of my child that way. The way I'm online right now is because of me trying for two and a half. Our daughter's about to be 3 years old in February, and you still on the same bullshit that you was on years ago. You still on the same shit. But you want to email me making all these threats and shit. A nigga waited 3. It's been almost 3 years since Sailor was born, and she was you. We've been going through it since longer than that. Since it takes 9 months to have a baby, and you still on that shit. You dumb bitch. There has to be, there has to have been painful. There's no such thing as a flawless person. That's true. There is no such thing as a flawless person. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if I am this, let's just say I am this horrible person, which I'm not, but they'll convince me I am because, oh, I don't go to church every Sunday. One of the things she started doing, she's like, oh, I want to go to church. I'm sure she was talking to my mom about it so she could get in my mom's good graces. I want to start going to church. I'm sure if I said I don't want to go to church, that would be something that they collude and talk about. Oh, Jonathan said he doesn't want to go to church. My parents are saying, oh yeah, he doesn't live. My parents told me, yeah, we don't agree with your lifestyle. We don't agree with your lifestyle. Okay, so you're not gonna tell me where my daughter lives because you don't agree with my lifestyle because of because I don't go to church. Like I said, I don't know. I'm pretty sure my baby mom's is in a whole nother state and shit right now. My mom's was paying for an apartment for her, $2,300 a month, and that lease they just signed a new year-long lease. I was hoping that maybe she was like, hey, like we can go somewhere and I can give you the address. I'm getting ready to move. I was hoping that after this lease ended recently, you would say, hey, I'm gonna move somewhere that's a little bit cheaper or somewhere out of the way. I got the car now. I want you to be able to come through. The only thing I've been asking for was an address, so a few days a week when I'm out hustling, doing my thing, trying to make a little bit of money, I can go see my daughter for a few hours, maybe even take a shower at the house. I wasn't trying to crash at your house. I know you got different dicks that you have to ride. I know that you're obsessed with sex. I get that. You're a primordial, just little primal being, carnal little being. I get that. I understand that you can't go a few months without sex. I understand. I'm not even trying to be in your business. I just wanted to be and have a semblance of home around my daughter. But of course, she couldn't do that for me either. That couldn't be respected. They signed a brand new lease and now she's gone. She leaves shit everywhere she goes and she leaves fire for people to put out. You want me to go tell my mom that the car that she gave you is sitting in a parking lot? You don't even have the decency and the respect to tell the person that bought you a fucking car, that was paying for a car for you, you left their car in the parking lot? No, I'm not gonna tell my mom that. She's gonna see how shitty of a mom, how shitty of a human you are for leaving her car in a parking lot. Not even letting her know, like, hey, I'm moving and I'm taking your granddaughter. I'm gonna leave this car in the parking lot. You just go and just fuck people off and just fuck people over, just like you try to do me. I come home, my door is wide open. You don't leave no kind of message, let a nigga know that you're okay. Nigga thinks that his whole house and his whole life has been kidnapped. But she loves causing trauma to that high level. She loves knowing that she can rise and elevate your stress levels like that. And she's having elevated stress levels by me telling the truth about how evil she is. I'm gonna keep on talking. It don't even bother me no more. It sounds like your ex-girlfriend was really mean and still is. Bruh, really mean is not even a way to describe it. My ex-girlfriend is one of the most evil people I've met and heard about in my life. Actually, I take it for she's the most evil person I've encountered and dealt with in my life is my ex-girlfriend. And I met some evil people. I met some real evil guys on the streets. She is far more evil, and there's no doubt in my mind that she's responsible for deaths. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind that she's responsible for people when she grew up meeting their ultimate demise. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. You have the right to vent. Absolutely, yeah. People will call me emotional and this and unstable, and that's exactly what my parents will say as well. You're emotional. You're going online and talking about it when they're the same ones, literally dragging me through hell. It's just like y'all are crazy, bro. That's why I can't mess with none of y'all. Somebody said fake ass Wiz Khalifa. You still young enough to get focused. I didn't say you were a bad person. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm about to do right now, bro. Like I'm not focusing on my daughter anymore. I can't focus on my daughter because I still have youth. Fortunately, I still have my youth, and that's a blessing. Because a lot of people my age don't have their youth. Like I look wonderful. I'm not gonna lie. But having said that, I only got a certain amount of time, and I got to get this thing cranked off. Like it's time for me to move. I've been sitting here for years, literally. It'll be 2 years, damn near. I've been in this car sitting in a parking lot, bro. Like that ain't normal, Brody. So it's time for me to move around. I'm about to go out to LA. I'm forgetting everything. I'm leaving everything behind. Like it's been a really hard decision for me. It's been like the hardest thing I've had to do. Again, I never thought I'd be in this position to where I'd have to turn my back on my own flesh and blood. But my flesh and blood has made it to where I have to turn my back on my flesh and blood. My own mom and dad turned their back on me, and they had my flesh and blood. They don't know where she's at now, but my flesh and blood has been taken from me. I can't do anything anymore, bro. Like I'm down to my last. They just made THC illegal. It's a felony down here. If I get pulled over, it's a felony. They gonna tow my house, bro. All my clothes. They're gonna go through my clothes and go through my stuff and take some of my stuff. I'm not gonna be able to get my car out. You know what I'm saying? My mom is probably gonna blame me for my grandchild going missing. What'd you do? It's because you were making these online videos. That's why she's missing and that's why she's left. We hate you. Like I'm not about to go through this and be the bad person with all these people no more and whatever. Like that, they can have that. You know, like yeah, I need to focus 100% on me, bro. Not my whole life, but I've always focused on other people, bro. I've always tried to do it what I thought was the best thing for my people around me. But I ain't got a single person at the end of the day other than one nigga I can call up if I need $25, bro. Like, I don't have nobody right now. If I needed them to pull up and help me change a tire, I don't have a single person I could call right now that would help me change a tire. Maybe my aunt's husband, Octavius, because he's like literally Jesus Christ in the flesh. I'll bring him on stream sometime if if we get things popping. Octavius, he's a good man. The man that my aunt married is a really good man. But like other than Octavius, and he wouldn't be able to because like he's busy. He's like upper echelon in Sprint. He wouldn't even be able to half the time. Like I don't have homies, I don't have friends, I don't have nothing like that because everybody that showed me that like some people are too busy to be doing that. Man, I would, but I would. I got my family. I got this. I got this. So it's like, man, at the end of the day, I have nothing holding me back. I have no reason to be here. Texas is already a backwards ass state. I already have a backwards ass family. Like everything is backwards here. It's like everything is opposite day. It's like, nigga, you need to leave. You need to go quickly. I'm gonna get my face tattooed for my homie before I take off. So we're probably gonna do a face tattoo live stream here in the next like, I don't know, couple of weeks. Make sure you like and subscribe for that. I'm gonna get like my daughter's name here, and then I'm gonna get something probably here, and then something else. I have to figure it out, but it's gonna look dope. And then I'm headed out, bro. Like I was gonna wait for 3 months, but no, I'm gonna try and get as much money. I get a YouTube check next month. Let me read some comments. There's nothing wrong with heightened sex drive. However, there's ethical ways to fulfill this. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing wrong with the heightened sex drive as long as you don't compromise your family. Like, don't split up your family because you didn't want to listen to what I was saying about why I didn't want to have sex with you. Like, I told her exactly why, and it was things that she could have corrected, but she didn't want to correct those things. And outside of the stress and the disrespect and me feeling like I was talking to a little boy a lot of the times, because she cut all of her hair off and I would look at a little boy and see a little boy in her face. What she still didn't correct when I told her what was wrong with our sex life, she still didn't correct it. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm not tripping. I don't. It's whatever. I'll play the role. I'll eat it for my daughter. Power through whatever I can and do whatever I can. But like, I was there for the sole purpose of our family. I loved her son. I loved my daughter. We had a great time. I was the father that I was the one that built the water festivities that we did during the summer. I can pull up a picture of like no other fathers in the neighborhood and the little projects we were staying at were going and buying water slides and everything, and I had the car hooked up and had the adapters hooked up and had that bitch running while the car was running and kept inflating it. Like I was the nigga that was doing that in the thing. I wasn't making that much with my DoorDash money, but I was still trying to make it a home, bitch. But she want to talk on a nigga, I'm not making enough money. My mom want to talk on a nigga, I'm not making enough money. Meanwhile, the niggas that are sitting up doing nothing, we got the nigga that, and I'm not talking down, but our nigga dressed like, one day this is where we lived, all right? Let me tell y'all where we lived. Let me tell you where my daughter came home to. And there's nothing wrong with it, bro. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying like it's just a lot of different elements that were going on, right? But one day, I came outside and like this nigga, our neighbor, I thought he was, like I thought he was straight. Well, he came out in a dress. You know what I'm saying? He came out in a dress and he had makeup done and everything like that. And I think he was a prostitute on the side because that's how he make money to help them pay their bills. Even though the rent was only like $650 or like $550, like he did like pretty much like prostitution work, I think, on the side, bro. But he was cool. Shout out to you, bro, if you're watching right now. But like one day I saw him in a dress, and so I was like, hold up, this fly, bro, God. Why these motherfuckers gotta be so annoying, fool? I got the doors open, all the windows open. Now you about to die, bro. All you had to do was just get the fuck out. He's on the window right here. These motherfuckers, people just make certain animals make it hard for themselves. Anyways, so he walks outside and I was sitting smoking on the porch, right? Hey, my phone might die too, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Let me see. Hold up. Oh, 10%. Nigga, we are good. What's going on? They love our musk, bro. I hate it. It's probably true. I'm gonna read some comments. Don't do this, gang. It's gonna W. What? Put a tattoo on the face? Yeah, it probably will in LA. I probably shouldn't do that. But it's my daughter's name. But hey, what's up? What's up, Tasha? Tasha, my love in the chat. Shout out to Tasha. We got mod, original first mod. Tasha got the mod today, so shout out to Tasha. Heather also got modded as well. We got some VIPs in the chat, man. Y'all show some respect. Dubs in the chat. My bangle keeps falling off. It's because it's not meant for my wrist, obviously. I'm gonna try one more time. But like, so I was sitting on the porch smoking, right? And bro came out in a dress and in heels, and like I just started laughing because I was just like, whoa. And so I started laughing. He just looked at me, and then I got up and I walked over to him and I dapped him up, gave him a hug, and I was like, what's up, bro? And I was like, my bad, bro. I was like, I didn't. I was like, what's up, man? Like, talk to me. What's going on? And he was like, shoot, bro. Like sometimes, like I just feel like this is how I need to dress. Like that's what he told me. And I'm all cool, bro. I don't judge people for whatever you want to do. It just really surprised me. And so I was like, all right, cool. Well, no problem. As long as I like know that everything inside of your house is okay, like, cool. You know what I'm saying? Because we are living beside you and like, we are interacting and our kids are playing together and everything like that. But we were cool. His family, his kids came over when we had the inflatables outside and everything. And bro, most of the time he dressed like a guy. I don't know if he went to go do drag some nights or again, I know he was probably, doing his thing on the side to make money. I'm not tripping. I'm that type of dude. I'm not judging nobody. I don't judge anybody. I don't have a judgmental bone in my body because who am I? Who am I to judge somebody else and what they see that they need to do with their life? If they're that hard for money, he's not hurting nobody. He's not robbing nobody. What, because I'm a Christian, I'm going to shun him? No, I'm not. I just want to talk to you for a second and just let me know a little bit of something because it is different and I'm eager to learn. And so we talked about it and, I said, all right, man, hey, do your thing, bro. You're always cool with me, bro. We dapped it up. And so he went on his way. And the next day he was wearing, normal guy clothes. I said, what's up, bro? I said, chilling, chilling, chilling. And we were cool ever since then. Right? But yeah, like everybody who had kids on the block, whenever we did something or had some kind of gathering, we did all the birthday parties. Baby mama cooked all the food and everything like that. And I know it was important and she liked to do it. I didn't even really want to do it a lot of the time, but I know it was important for her. And I said, you know what? You need to be that man because when you lived in those white neighborhoods, they were doing stuff like that. Those fathers were putting on for their kids and going the extra mile. And I didn't know how labor intensive it was to do stuff like that. I said, now you're the father, nigga. Let's go. Do a little something. And I did. I did the best I could. But of course, it still wasn't enough for my mom because I wasn't making enough money. Okay, so now my baby mom is gone, doesn't have your car anymore, but she's making more money than if I was in the house, if I was in the house working. Even if I was just selling clothes right here. I just made like, I don't know, I'm not gonna lie, I made like $12 selling clothes today. But between $12 of clothes, if you would have helped me fix the car, mom, as soon as I wrecked it, like between doing those basic things, like a nigga could have been making at least $50 to $75 a day. But y'all just decide that I need to learn a lesson and sit in the parking lot and have everything go to hell. Like what? That goes beyond mean. She's evil. If she's responsible for some people's death, then she shouldn't get off scot-free. I'm pretty sure, like, again, I don't know, so I'm speaking allegedly about this. I'm just saying, like, from her character, from the way that she's treated me, and how bad she's done me, the father of the child that she begged for, THT, the man that she wrote letters. The next stream, I'm gonna bring y'all the letters, all the gifts that she used to mail me. It was like she love bombed me, yo. She love bombed me. She treated me like a king, bro. She treated me like I was the most amazing thing since Wonder Bread, bro. Like I've had a lot of women. I've been with over 50 women sensually in the bed with. I'm not saying that to brag, and that's not even a lot compared to some guys. I'm saying that to say like I thought I knew women and how they loved romantically and how they got by and everything. This chick finessed me, played me, and destroyed me in the craziest, most evil, most sinister way I've never even seen because she showed everything like as love until she was gone when you came home one day. She showed everything as love until you walked outside and the police were waiting for you. And you're just like, what? Like she showed everything was love until like you found conversations, like every conversation she had talking to her friends, her family members, anybody that she talked to, she talked shit about me. That's literally for 70% of the conversations that I read when I finally got her phone, when I snatched her phone away, it was nothing but talking shit about me. I didn't talk shit about anybody to her. I don't even talk to people for the most part. But if I talk to people, I wouldn't be talking shit about my baby mama for 70. I wouldn't even talk shit about my baby mama for 2% of the conversation because I wouldn't want my business out there like that. This bitch was talking so much shit about me to everybody, and I'm talking about like, girl, yeah, this dumbass nigga today, like, you know, like, man, this nigga, I can't even say some of the shit. I have to go through my email and pull up the pictures for y'all, so y'all can see the way that she's talking about me. And I'm thinking that everything is cool at home. I'm taking my little simp ass to DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking my little simp ass to DoorDash, hopping in my little car, putting my little backpack on, putting all the groceries in the backpack, coming home with my $40 and being like, hey, babe, you know, all this other shit. And all she's done all day is she's in like Facebook groups talking shit about how I abused her. She's been in Facebook groups talking shit about like how I don't make money, or she's talking with my mom about it, or just plotting on me some kind of way. Bro, I saw so many conversations. I was just like, is this what women do? Like, do they just talk shit about niggas, or like, is this bitch like different? You know, like I didn't know. Um, so yeah, you know, like it's just like, bro, I feel so lucky for niggas that are able to have a child with a girl and then like actually be able to like stay in that child's life. I watch clips of I see all these Latinos out with their families, and I'm like, damn, look at how these Latino niggas they're so blessed and they don't even know it. They're so lucky and they don't even know it. I said on the last live stream where like I got my bitch talking about I don't make enough money when I went to construction sites and I seen women in knee pads with their niggas on stilts doing the drywall with their niggas, living in houses that 15 other people live in, and they do that shit for 3 months, save up enough to have a house for themselves, damn near, or at least a down payment for one, and then they're good to go because they all come and do the same thing. The women come over here and hustle and grind. The men come over here and hustle and grind. Ain't no concept of like this 50-50 or none of that shit, bro. The culture is completely different. First thing you gotta worry about and start having conversations with in our culture is, what do you bring to the table? What's this? What this? What's this? What that? You know what? I'm not even worried about none of that stuff no more. I'm not gonna let you people value me off of what your values are, because people don't even understand the value of value. People have no idea the value of value. You know, especially not my parents. I know y'all do. If you're on my channel, you understand. That's cold. You gonna be all right though. You people? What do you mean you people? Somebody said you people. Anyways, we got a couple people watching right now, so we'll try and give it a little more time and wait for a boost. We're only 42 minutes in right now. Let me see what the battery's at. Got 3 people back in the building. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, I unplugged my phone. Shoot, I shouldn't have moved my phone. 1 second. Not y'all, not y'all. I'm talking about like my family. So not y'all. Y'all understand the value. That's why y'all are watching right now. I'm talking about like my family, my baby mom, people that are hating on me. Anybody that has something negative to say about me in the chat. Those are the people we're talking about. You know? I'm out here trying to chase my dream with my last reserve amount of strength that I got left in this world. You know, after dang near succumbing to the evilness. After succumbing to the hate, you know, dang near. I was like, man, I can't. But my people, my family on the channel kept me going. You know, I went and took a shower yesterday. I took a shower in my car yesterday. I was feeling so good from my supporters, from Heather, from Latasha, from Philly Kid, from M, from R&B's Teen Star. I was feeling so good from having people in my chat telling me like, hey, THT, you gonna be all right, bro. You gonna be all right, nigga. You gonna be all right. You gonna be all right. You gonna be all right. I was like, man, let me go ahead and take a shower, man. I took a shower in my car yesterday. I still got some, last night, I still got some of my shower water right here. Still got some of my shower water. Got me a shower, got right. I said, I'm gonna put this necklace on. I'm gonna put this little fake ass gold on. You know, I don't know if it's fake, it probably is. I wouldn't even wear real gold. What I will wear that's real is diamonds in my teeth. That'll be the one thing that I do wear, is diamonds on my teeth, or moissanite. Everything else I don't really care about. She's the one that abused you. I will tell you that most women that won't do this. That's what I see. I'm like, man, I see that most women won't do this, at least do this to that extent. Like, I know about all the numbers of single motherhood between the races. I went over that. I'm not here to talk about that right now. But even in that, like the way I've been done, I've yet to, and I still have, y'all still don't even really know everything because I can't say everything as appropriate on here. You know, R&B, if you gave me an email sometime, we can hop on a Zoom call and I can talk to you one on one if you want to chat sometime, you know, or just get my Wi-Fi number and we can talk sometime just to kind of like, so I can let you know, like, the the nitty gritty behind the things I can't talk about on here, you're gonna be like, you're be like, nigga, why did you stay? It's my fault for staying so long, I guess. But again, I had a heart. I wasn't gonna. I didn't want to do the chick wrong. I told her to come down here. I told her she could live with me. I'm not gonna kick her and her son to the curb. But the reality is, she would have been fine if she got kicked to the curb because she knows how to manipulate and use the system. She would have gone right to the domestic violence shelter, just like she did the past couple of times with me. You know. Thank God we got out of the abyss. Shoot. Hey Rasta, wanna do? I I can't see what it is, but I'm gonna show you a message. Wanna do what? I can't. That's why I gotta leave Texas because the Rasta stuff is illegal in Texas now. Like that really, man. It's like everything just changed for me. Like just recently, it's just it showed me like, oh man, you gotta go, bro. It's time to go. When they banned Delta 8 and THC and everything yesterday, I was like, all right, that's it for THT. Like I'm out. I'm out. My baby mama wants to try and do a one up on me. She wants to leave first. She wants to move first. So she wants to quit before after the manager told her that she got fired. That's what she's trying to do right now. So she's trying to move like to cause trauma and to cause a scene or to do whatever. Bitch, you've been living in that apartment for the last year and a half. You could have been moved. For the last year you could have been moved. But you want to move when I put on my YouTube that I'm about to move, that I'm about to leave. Now you want to move? Just that's how fake she is. She can't even do stuff like on her own will or accord. She's gotta she's gotta wait until it's like times where she can manipulate stupid stuff. It's just I don't even know. No, it's not your fault. You wanted to make it work. Yeah, I wanted to make it work for the sake of my child. There's a chick on my last live stream, R&B, who was commenting, "Get off of YouTube." She sent me $1 on my Cash App, and she was like, "Get off of YouTube and go take care of your child or go see your child." Like she sent $1 on my Cash App saying that, get off of YouTube and go fight for your child. I was like, fight? I can't do nothing else. Like I'm in a parking lot. I don't have much money. I don't have much resources. I don't have really that much going on. I hustled as much as I could. I fought for as long as I could, but I was like, do you not understand that wars don't last forever? At a certain point or another, you lose the war, or you at least lose the battle, and you got to go back to your drawing books, go back and rebuild your troops. Because if you keep on attacking, then you will lose the war. You know what I mean? And so the baby mama thing is, again, that's just one aspect of my life, but that's the most biggest aspect of my life. But there's other things too, and so yeah, I get it. People will see it. Some people might see it as running away or doing this or doing that. My time is run. My time is run. So I'm gonna go to the homeless shelter place that this chick was commenting that I can apparently get my ID replaced at. I'm gonna go get my ID, and as soon as I get my ID and hopefully I can get my social, I'm hitting the road. If I have if I have $400 on me, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the road, man. And I'm driving to LA, and so it'll probably take like $300 to get here, but I still have to fix my alignment on the car. I still got to do that. You were trying to be a good partner and a good dad. Please don't blame yourself for her shit. If she abused you on this level, she's probably done it to a shitload. Exactly. Exactly, exactly, exactly. And that's why I was saying in the other live stream, R&B, she probably can't even go back to her hometown. That's why I was like, she's probably responsible for so much shit. And she told me a few times, like, oh, niggas are looking for me. Like, she didn't want to go on vacation in Miami, or she was kind of spooked about it because she was like, niggas are like looking for me. And I was like, what do you mean niggas are looking for you? Yeah, she's probably done some shit. Like, for sure, like 100%. If she's doing this now, this isn't new. Acting like this, and the way that she's able to manipulate, use the system, and hurt people through the system, yeah, she's a pro at this. This is what she does. This is how she lives. And my daughter's gonna learn the same things. My daughter's gonna learn the same tactics. That's why I was like, at a certain point, it's not even worth me trying to fight against this because I already know where it was gonna head for me. Like if I keep messing with this chick, keep on interacting with her and trying to, have this semblance of normalcy, and she keeps trying to ruin it, I'm eventually gonna, it's eventually not going to be good for anybody. That's what I can say. It's eventually not going to be good for anybody, bro. So, I'm not going to even try that. I'm going to go get my money up. I'm going to go to LA, go get my money up, no funny up. Um, See if I can runny up, a little bit of honey up, try and get cash money dunny up, hop all this bitch and money up, So, If I can, cool. If not, I'm at least in a new place. And if I'm a struggle, I'm at least be in an ice cream cone. I can at least smoke. I can at least be on the beach. I can at least be outside selling my clothes. Like I can't sell my clothes outside of down here. Laws will pull me over and give me a hard time. Make it seem like I'm committing treason or something. So I got to get to a more enlightened place right now. So Cuckoo, I saw your comment, but you can comment again, bro. I got to get to a more enlightened place right now. So um, I'm hoping that I can get this car fixed and that it only needs an alignment and I can be done with it and just be ready to go. Just save up money, save up money. I got a YouTube check coming on the 21st of this month for I don't know. I don't know when the money when the payment ends. I think it ends in a week, so it should be around like $150. I probably won't make that much more on YouTube. $150. I'm gonna try and get another $150 next month, and I'm not gonna touch any of this money. And if it comes down to it, I'm just gonna take this $300 and put it in the tank and go to Cali. And it is what it is. I'm gonna take all the clothes I got with me so I can sell stuff on the way. If I can get shows done, I'm gonna use these clothes that I got for merch. If you go on my community tab and you want to buy some clothes from me, if you want to buy some of the stuff that you see I got on and everything, you can go to my community tab, and I put my shop link on my community tab. You'll see pictures of clothes and stuff like that. All of my clothes are clean. They're all washed. They're all pressed. That you can, as soon as you open them up, you can go put them on because they were washed when I found them that way. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna go down there. I'll at least have a little bit of ways to make some kind of money. I can at least hustle on the side of the streets. I am a hustler. I can at least hustle on the side of the streets. But I still have my DoorDash account. So if it comes down to it, nigga just will have to DoorDash while I'm out there. And I'm not gonna trip about it. Whatever I gotta do just to kind of survive, we're gonna make it happen. You know, and get get to shooting these videos. Get to something. I don't know. Anything better than this. Get to change. And if we don't, I can say that I tried everything. I can say I put my all into it. I moved. I worked my ass off. I tried, and I can leave this realm peacefully and happily. I'll have a life and no regrets. There's something in my drink. Oh, well. Oh yeah, bro. I appreciate you, Brody. You'll be along for the trip, along for the ride. So we've been live for an hour tonight. We'll hang out for a little bit longer. We're gonna hang out for a little bit longer. I appreciate my people, appreciate my community, all the encouragement, all the good comments. I thought it was a bug. Man, y'all don't know how much that means, bro. You know? Y'all really are some real ones out here. I can't even lie. Y'all really are some real ones out here, for real. Shirt looks crazy. This is a woman's shirt. I can't front. It looks kind of good though. I had some men's shirts that were just too much to dig out, and a lot of the shirts I had, I'm trying to sell, so I wasn't trying to wear them. I think I'm gonna upload a song tonight. I think some of my songs got like 50 views, so it's not good. But what else can I do? When we get out there, I'm gonna link up with one of my homies, one of my old homies that he lives in LA right now. He's a shaman, so hopefully when I get out there, I can link up with him and see what kind of time he's on. See if we can get into some kind of work or something. Hey, where am I? I'm in Dallas. Where are you? Where are you? You want to come visit? If you're over 18? Got me a slice of pizza today. What? Like I think one of the hardest parts is still trying to actually like do, and make this thing work. Like it's already hard enough to make the careers that I've selected work when you got supporting family and supporting people and supportive. It's a lot harder but again, I got y'all. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. Shit, y'all the ones that gave me strength enough to even keep doing this. I was calling the 988 hotline. If you know what that is, then if you don't know what that is, then look it up. But I was calling. I had to call them twice because I was doing bad. I was doing really bad. This was like 7 or 8 months ago. I had to call. I googled something. I was like, man, I need somebody to talk to, man. I need somebody that really knows what they're talking about. I need somebody to talk to. And I called the hotline. I talked to him for like an hour and something, bro. The first time. The second time I talked to him for like 20 minutes. I talked to a white dude and I talked to a black chick. And the white dude, was pretty much the one that was like, like if you really love your daughter, then you just you can't do anything because it's out of your control. Like there's nothing you can do. But like if you go over there and do something dumb, if you go over there or if you just do something stupid yourself, like you're gonna ruin her chances of even though she doesn't have a big chance right now, you ruin her chances even further. And I was like, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. So like shout out to him on the 988 hotline. He was spitting some real spill. And so like now I'm just handling a different situation. A lot of y'all know what I believe in. You're worth better. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know I am for sure. Like I'm gonna go out there, and I'm not saying like I'm not the type of girl to just. I'm not the girl. Yo, pause. I'm not the type of guy to just replace a girl on a rebound like a Blueface type character. Like just replace a girl and always need to have a girl. I'm not like that. I don't play women. I don't lie to women. I'm not a player like that. So whenever there is another girl, whenever if I do start, having a little another romantic fling or interest, it's gonna be just 100% natural. Not trying to like get back at nobody or not trying to prove a statement to my baby mama or whatever it might be like that. It's just gonna be like, oh hey, that I found a different one. I found another one. Like I'm healing a little bit. I'm healing because when I'm really hurting, lick my lips. There you go. When I'm really hurting, like I don't want to be with a girl. I can't just be physical with a woman. And I've been hurting and just going through it these past couple months. So it's like, bro, I don't want to, that's the last thing on my mind. A lot of people are like, oh, if you can't, if, the best way to get, some women joke about the best way to get over a man is to get under another one. That's not me. I'm not that dude. Like I dwell on situations for a long time. Before I make my decisions and before I move on and before I can act impulsively or animalistically, you know, um, I try and compose myself at a higher level, and so not a higher level, I'm just not saying there's nothing wrong with, but I mean, I guess there is. I'm saying there is something wrong with it. I see it as insecure when you're just chasing after another person so you can try and forget about this person. I see that as undeveloped. I see that as, it's not a solid characteristic. Like, no, thug it out, right? Try and maybe try and fix it. Try and learn the lesson. Like, don't just put it behind you just yet. I tried to make this work for 3 years now, 3.5 years. I tried to make this work. I tried to thug it out with this woman. If you look at the pictures when we first got together, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really look that different, but she looks different. She looks completely different. Like in 3.5 years, I'm not saying that about like attraction or nothing. I'm just saying like we went through it. Like I went through a stage of her life trying to work it out with her. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I just don't. I just can't anymore. It was a struggle, and it's been the biggest struggle. Just like accepting again that I'm not gonna be in my daughter's life. That's the biggest struggle. But I knew that the moment I looked into her eyes when I first saw her in the hospital, that this was gonna happen eventually, you know. And so that's why my first words to her were, "I'm so sorry. You know, I'm so sorry I did this to you. I'm so sorry I brought you into this world. You know, I waited so long and Daddy still messed up. You know, I didn't choose the right one, and I'm sorry. You know, so at the end of the day, you know, I really gotta, you know, I know I bear the responsibility, but the choice that I make now to focus on me, hopefully, you know, it'll pay off, not just monetarily, but in the long run, maybe in 5 or 10 years, you know, things can, you know, be different or change. But as of right now, you know, it's just not happening. It's not possible. There's too many people I have to deal with. There's too much animosity. There's too much evilness. There's too much jealousy. There's too much ignorance, stupidity. And I'm supposed to be operating, like you said, R&B at a different level. You know, it's like, bro, I'm not supposed to be living like this. I'm not a nigga that's supposed to be in jail. Um, I'm not a nigga that's supposed to be struggling. I'm not supposed to be. I'm like, I can't say I'm not supposed to be homeless, you know, because it can happen to anybody. But I know that, you know, there should have been a lot more effort for us to work together as a unit before something like this would have happened, right? Like, and, and that's all I'm saying, you know. So I don't know. You know, the mind can sound soundly bare enough. Yeah, the mind can only. Yeah, that's a great, very eloquently said, Cuckoo, Kuko. Yo, Kuko. I had an uncle named Kuko, a great uncle. He was actually my mom's uncle. His name was Uncle Kuko. So it's funny your name was that. He was Panamanian, and he lived in the Bronx, New York. New York with your mother and them, you know. And my ex, IB, is a sperm bank and keeps producing babies. Yeah, I mean, women have, and I can't say women have no problem having a guy like this, but it doesn't bother women as much when he has a lot of kids. I mean, I think sometimes women can become curious, like, oh, how does he have so many kids? And they kind of get ensnared in the trap, you know. So hopefully that didn't happen to you, but I mean, I could probably be one of those guys if I wanted to, you know. But for what? Why would I do that? You know, I want to have another family, so I'm gonna have more children, you know. But I don't understand how guys like that, they'll have more access to their children than I will. A guy like me that tried to just make it work, you know, with my baby mama. A guy can have 10 baby mamas, and you know, he can kind of move and do as he will. I have like always be ready to make a new family. Or maybe that's what it is. Maybe he legitimately promises. I mean, did he promise you like a family? How many baby mamas did he have before you came into the picture, or before you had his baby? I'm curious. And you don't have to lie. Don't worry. We're not gonna. It's just us here. It's only 5 people. Oh yeah, that's dope. I'm curious. How many children did he have before you had his child? And why did you decide to have his child if that's the case? Because my baby mama speaks bad about me. So, you know, like, you see the situation, you see the type of man I am. So I mean, I want to see, is he a legitimately bad man, bad guy? Is he a bad man? Hold up. He asked me. I told him to f off. To what? What do you? So wait, is he your baby daddy? Oh, you had no kids. I know you had no kids. No, I'm asking you, how many kids do you have this kid now? Because I'm wondering, if you have his kid now, how many other baby mamas did he have before you had his kid? Or did you tell him to f off and do you still not have any children? I know you're not a player. Most men I've encountered are naturally ambiamorous, but that's another story. It's not your fault that she played you. I appreciate your R&B. No? Oh, no, wait. Oh, okay, okay. I thought you said you had his kid. I thought you meant that you had his child. Well, that's good. Shout out to you for keeping it real. I mean, yeah, you know what's going to come with it. Struggle. And you're going to be a single mom. But I don't know. I think some women think that they can change a guy. A lot of women really think that they can change a guy, and they see it as an opportunity because it's like more difficult. Maybe you can speak on that. I'm not trying to insult women, but that's just what I've, seen or maybe noticed. Or maybe they just don't have as much of an issue sharing a certain type of guy. And I'm not gonna lie, like check it out, check it out, check it out. When I was popping R&B's teen, you'll remember this. When I was popping, I had let me put my I forgot my phone's about to die. Shoot. All right, I barely caught it. Hey, the phone might die. Whenever the phone dies, if the phone does die, that'll be the end of the live, you know. But I don't think it's gonna die, but it might. So we'll see. When I was popping on YouTube, I had a proposition from another YouTuber who was not popular. She wasn't popular, but she was wanted by, I would say, probably a couple hundred guys in the little space that we were in. She told me like, hey, like we were talking, going back and forth one night, and she told me she was like, I'd be down to get a house together, cause like what was I? Oh, was I living? I forget. I was living in an apartment, yeah, just by myself, and I was trying to go visit her, and she told me I'd be down to get a house together and just to have like all the girls that are like your fangirls come through, and we can just, for lack of better terms, screw them both. Like that's what she told me. You know, she was like, we could just make a big orgy house. I was like, yo, this. I was like, yo, when you get money, and I'm not just trying to tell this story to demean or shame women, because it's all aspects of life. Everybody, men and women, treat you completely differently. When you get money, the world changes, man. And some of y'all got money watching this. We're all trying to grind for it. Keep on grinding, y'all. I'm trying to get back to that point, man, because it was wild. Like there were so many girls that wanted to try and be with me, knowing that there were probably other girls, but I was the one that they wanted to be with because I was able to get 400 or 500, 600 people watching me on YouTube Live at the time. So I don't even know why. Like I use contraception for a single family. You used to work for Def Jam? Yo, Henry. Henry, why you dropping names, bro? That's not. Yo, y'all kill me on here, bro. Yo, y'all are so freaking funny, bro, on YouTube. Y'all are too much. Henry, listen, man. We can't be dropping names, okay, bro? Henry Newton, no. No, not uppity. That's all I'm going to say, all right? That's all I'm going to say, Henry. Gosh darn it. I'm a terrible liar. I'm not going to lie. I'm a terrible liar. I've always been a terrible liar. That's why I named myself The Honest Truth. I never could lie. Real life, I'm a horrible liar. I've never been able. I could never do it. I either start crying when it was to my parents. I'd either start like shaking when it was to a stranger or something. I can't lie, bro. I'm not, but I'm telling you. Until Henry says sorry. You used to have rappers. You used to have rappers that try to get with you. Oh, you must be bad then. You must be bad. Shout out to you, Henry. Yo, yo, I love y'all. I really do. Y'all make my life so. You make my life so much better, Henry. I love you, bro. Shout out to Henry Frick. Been on the channel for years. Okay, so yeah, you're a baddie. That's beautiful. Now, I will say this, and I said this before. I get why it's easy to be a player, or for women especially. I get why it's easy to be a player, especially if you're a baddie. Like niggas throw themselves at you, like niggas will give money to you. I'm not saying just don't like break good hearts, too many good hearts along the way. You know what I'm saying? I get a heart has to be broken every now and then. I'm not completely oblivious. Even when I was talking about niggas, and I should have told GMT this. I'm going all over the place. Even when I was talking bad about niggas in the streets and how shitty we are and how bad black men are to each other, I always said at the end of the day, I don't even see a problem with crime. Just don't go around hurting the innocent and missing your shots. Make all your targets and then give back to the community if you're gonna be lighting that bitch on fire sometimes. Just give back. Build computer centers for the kids. Save the parks for the children. Don't let niggas hang out at the parks. It needs to be very clear, defined rules. Like structure that shit like the Italian mob did. Keep it professional. Keep it gangster. So I'm still real about certain things. But like, hey, if you used to work at Def Jam too, let me know if you still got any hookups. I'm gonna send you some music. I'm gonna send you all my best music that I haven't put online. Just don't register it and don't publish it or whatever it might be. I haven't even copyrighted it, right? So don't do anything to it. If you still have connections, I'm gonna send you, and you can have a portion of whatever I end up doing if you end up making some kind of deal for me. I'm not gonna lie, the music is fire too. I'm gonna send it over to you. Let me know. You can email me. My email's in the about section of my YouTube channel, but it's the honest truth. T E oh shit. THEHONESTTRUTH The honest truth YT at gmail.com. What's good, Philly kid in the building? Philly kid. Hey Philly, Philly, yo, you want this wallet, Philly? I don't think R&B wanted the wallet. I don't think she said nothing. Philly, I found this Gucci wallet in the trash, bro. It's not in that good shape, bro. But it's like a. Let me flip the camera around. It's like a custom Gucci wallet, bro. I was gonna mail it to you if you want it. Or it's like a legitimate Gucci wallet. Hey, peace out, Kuko. Have a good night, bro. I was gonna sell it for like some money. It said AI said it's worth 75.50, but you have to get a leather worker to do his thing on. Nice though, bro. Should I appreciate your donation the other day, bro? Philly kid been supporting me for a long time, bro. Like I always tell y'all, man, if I do end up signing a contract, everybody that supported me on my channel, I'm writing everybody a check. Like for real. People think I'm faking. I'm dead serious. They're like, man, y'all understand how much I love y'all. Nigga could barely make it, and y'all were there for me. But hey, Philly, I'm just prepping, bro. Trying to get ready to go move. Go move to Cali here in a little bit, bro. I'm trying to give it 2 months, and I'm trying to dipset Radio Future. I'll show you some pictures here in 1 second, Philly. I'm gonna get you. Okay, bro. I appreciate you, bro. I'll sell it then. Let me just catch you up really quickly, Philly, to everything that's been going on. I put my daughter's kidnapped. Like, bro, this morning, I don't know if you saw the live streams. She emailed me this, bro. You already know, Philly, I've been trying to work for the past year and a half to get the address of where my daughter lived. Well, she emailed me this. Just wanted to say you don't have to worry about me reaching out anymore. So interesting. You have this traumatic experience. I had one too. The love of my life beating the shit out of me. Philly, I told her, and I'm waiting for her to post a picture. One picture of her being beaten. Just one. And I'm sure if she does post one, I'm gonna run it through AI, whatever, just to make sure it's not AI. But apparently, the love of her life, beat this out of her. I've never even hit her. Ruining my experience being pregnant. Oh, you mean this picture here where we were both in the doctor's office and I was happy to have the EKG and hear my daughter? You already know all this though, Philly kid, right? She shot at me and tried to kill me, bro. The reason why I got kicked out of 1, 2, 3, 4 apartment complexes in 2 years. You remember this, Philly. Philly was around. Philly, I don't know if you quite remember this, but she shot at me from 4 feet and missed because she pulled the shot, but it went right through my "you can't handle the truth" sign. But of course, she wants to threaten legal against me. Now, this is before what happened today. So I'm gonna get what happened today. But she sent this yesterday, saying every video you do, I am saving it. I didn't know I was being recorded in my own home. Cyberbullying, stalking, and will go to the police as her harassment crime. Take down any videos you have of me and my children, or you will be served and dealt with. How are you gonna serve or deal with me when you're not even in the state anymore? Hold up. Tell your mom her car is at the church, please. Keep the key. The key is in the middle compartment. She just sent this today. So wherever she took my daughter, she probably took my daughter out of state. They're probably not in Texas anymore. My parents bought her a car, bro, because she didn't want the car. I was trying to give them this car and just buy a cheaper car and try and get it fixed up for a second. She didn't want this car. She wanted my parents to buy her a different car, so my parents bought her a car. Well, she apparently left it at a church somewhere today, and she's gone and kidnapped her daughter, not my daughter, not our daughter, her daughter. She's kidnapped her daughter that I had with her, and I have no idea where she's at. So now my grandma doesn't get to see her granddaughter. My dad doesn't get to see his granddaughter. I don't even know if they care. She wants me to go tell my mom, who doesn't even fuck with me. She wants me to go tell my parents that the car that they gave her, she dropped off in a parking lot. She didn't even call my parents and tell them that she left the car in the middle of a parking lot. That's what's going on right now, bro. Let me see these messages real quick. Somebody's sending messages. Hold on, these messages are being blocked. I don't know why. Oh, you got big. Oh, damn. I never open my legs for anyone. I'm good in bed. Annette, you sound like a troll. Annette, are you serious? If you're serious right now, Annette, we need to have a talk. I'm not gonna lie. You talking like this in the chat? I'm trying to see your other message. I'm thirsty. What in the heck? Annette's talking crazy in the chat. Annette's talking crazy. Let me see then. We'll find out. Come pick me up. I've got an absolute little wallet. You have to be careful what contracts you sign, and you have to have a lawyer. I appreciate you, R&B. Thank you. I'll go ahead and sell it, y'all. I need the money anyways, but I was just trying to, I was like, man, let me bless my people. Bless my people today. Be careful what contracts are signed. Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie to y'all, right? Like, if I'm able to get to LA and like, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm able to get out there and they're talking about any kind of money, I'm gonna call you, R&B. I'm gonna call you up. I'm gonna call you up while I got the contract in front of me. But I mean, a nigga is hungry. Don't if they say any kind of like 50 bands or something like that, what? I might have to sign that. I might have to sign that contract and just get screwed for a couple years. I've already been getting screwed, but I mean, I can make 50 bands do a little bit of something right now. I'll put that whole thing in the bank and keep living in the car and just finesse a place eventually somewhere. And if the only thing I ever make from my rap career is 50 bands, I know I can at least open up a clothing store and go like to the middle of the country somewhere and open up a clothing store. And bro, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I really do have a way to make money right now. I just don't have the infrastructure to legitimize it as a non-profit. But a nigga's got a way to make money right now, like infinite money, and to actually proceed people too. I know y'all like, what are you talking about? Well, just say it. No, I'm not gonna say it. Some people are already doing it. Matter of fact, in some cities you drive past it every day and you don't even notice it. Right? I'm already saying too much. And some of y'all might put it together eventually. Some of y'all like, what's his name? In the chat. You know who you are, bro. Anyways, so it's like, yo, if the music stuff fails, or even if I sound like a terrible contract and I get shafted, I just want enough to be able to come back and open up a business, and I have enough to just, it'll be a business to where I can live on top of it, type of business that has a loft on top. It'll be enough to where I could just make double my rent, and I'm cool. I don't need much of nothing. I don't need no glitz and glamour. I don't need no nothing. I just want to be really away from most people and able to play my video games when I want, able to record music when I want, upload YouTube videos when I want, and run a business. The the business will probably is gonna do really well because it costs me anyways. So I do got plans and I do got the ability, But I'm gonna get out there first. Let me read some comments. Tasha, when you get a chance, I would love for you to tell us some more how you can see about into the future. Oh yeah, you enjoyed that, Tasha. I was really sad when the phone died because I was enjoying that as well. Yeah, we can pick that back up. Let's get into some future conversation. Let me see what my phone's at to see if my phone's gonna die again soon. I'm on 3%. I think we're actually okay. We should be able to crank out this 3% because my phone should be holding for a second. We were talking about AI and what I think is gonna happen into the future, and I'm really good at predicting things. Um, so I have I don't have much going on, but I have that gift. So fortunately, I'm good at talking. I'm good at some arts, and I'm good at predictions. Right? I'm terrible at lying. I'm terrible at keeping my emotions. I'm terrible at at a lot of other things. So I like being the okay. You're getting out of control now. Listen, if you really are about that life, you're gonna need to email me at thehonesttruthyt@gmail.com, and I'm gonna and send me some pictures. Okay. I miss the good old days. YouTube's not the same. Philly, I feel you, bro. A lot's changed, Philly. A lot's changed. A lot's happened, but it's always a reminder to just really enjoy the good moments that you have in life, right? When I look back at those pictures and when I look back at the time I have with my daughter, bro, I knew that this was like the only time I get to experience her being the baby. And so I took as much video as I could. That's why y'all gonna see all the video I got on my profile. Y'all gonna be like, damn, this nigga recorded every day damn near. And I did, right? Because I knew there was gonna come a time when it wasn't gonna be like that anymore. Time is a mofo, bro. It waits for nobody. And stages and different pages and different phases of life. Different chapters, different seasons, different reasons, different treasons, bro. Time goes on, and eventually, bro, after 200 years, nobody's gonna know me and your name, unfortunately. You know, nothing will truly be the same. Speaking of nothing being the same, we're going to jump into the future here in a few minutes, guys. We're going to go into some AI predictions, what's going to go on in the future, and how I see things unraveling, right? I think where we left off last time is kind of at a certain points how we'll merge with AI, how we'll be robotics. And Latasha, I wanted to tell you this: the portion of AI that comes to like virtual reality, when that time period does finally come, when people are end up, it, there's going to be two different types of AI. You'll have your implanted or embiosed, if you will, embiosed robotic tree AI and circuitry. That'll be the things that actually change, like you having your eagle vision, you having your eagle ears, you having your super smell, or whatever it might be, you having your increased upper you having increased capacity for lungs and respiration if you're a person that has to deal with, if you're like an athlete in the future or things like that, because we'll still have athletes. They'll still be professional sports. They're just going to be really different. It's not going to be football in the traditional sense anymore. It'll be a style of football, right? But past that, like there's going to be embiosed, where this is a merged form of AI that connects to you, roboticism, and then there's going to be the outside form where it's everything that's just kind of more, not necessarily more headgear, but everything that helps you as far as AI goes with your outward experiences. Like if you walk into a hotel lobby or something like that, um, the it takes their facial recognition and it already knows who you are. It knows everything about you. That type of different deal. That's going to be a reality, and that's going to be a normalized part of society when AI and robotics starts to becoming like a really, really, really more rampant. And we're talking about like us functioning with robots and us working with robots. A lot of our personal information is going to be easily accessible to most general people. Only the elites of the elites of the elites won't have the ability to have access to, people. As far as how that's going to change society is going to be moving at such a different and a rapid pace that there's not going to be really necessary as much time, I feel like, to interact in the ways that we interact right now, right? Um, but where I wanted to kind of go back to was, and there was something I was going to tell you yesterday, and I was like, man, I should have told her this. Um, Comes down to us getting ready to go to the next level of civilization, or I guess drive amongst the stars, or reach the stars and things like that. After we've already nuked ourselves, the world's restarted, and people have become one synonymous race. Most people are yellow. Most meaning like above 95% of people are yellow. And you have some yellow people that have green eyes, some have blue eyes, some have dark eyes, some have hazel hair, blonde hair. But the overall tone is going to be like the ambiguous interracial, like the yellow interracial children that you see, right? That's going to be what not what they most people look like, but it's going to be that framework, right? Um, hold on a second. As far as I guess you just need to ask a question, because I'll just kind of ramble about nothing right now. I ain't really saying shit. You're not alone, and probably for different reasons. I'm trying to bring the infrastructure in place because I was at bottleneck too. Let me pick a topic, because I can just end up rambling about everything if I don't pick a topic. Let me find my smoke too. Let me find my little tobacco real quickly. Get my little tobacco lit back up for a second. Get refocused and take this conversation. Dang, where's my lighter? Boy, nigga can't keep that light. I tell you what. It's gone. I got my bangle. I lost the lighter. Let me take these sunglasses off. I can't see nothing. We're losing light right now. Maybe it's on the floor. I'm gonna crank on the air for a second. You might hear it in the mic. Anyways, I'm sure I won't be able to find this ladder. I'll start breaking down kind of how things will start progressing just in our society, if you will. How technology will start advancing to the points that we see just on a really practical level. And then maybe later on, if I can find the ladder, we can jump really far into the future. The next step, obviously, we have, for instance, autonomous cars. We was talking about religion last time. Oh, religion. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay, cool. So when we say, oh yeah, so religion. Okay, no, no, we talked about life and death too. Okay, okay, okay. So we talked about the simulation, the possibility of that being a reality. There are there are there are there are tablets and there are different pieces of documents and ancient historical pieces that have been found from, civilizations like the Sumerians, for instance, obviously, that depict alien races and spaceships and things like that coming out of the clouds and meeting them and giving them different parts of technology and things of that nature. And these documents are really, really, really old. Um, so it seems like at some point or another, and even with the government starting to roll out things with UFOs, right? The government is starting to declassify and admit like, hey, yeah, I mean, maybe they're lying. I took a couple of videos that seemed kind of legit, where it's like, okay, this is pretty serious, right? Obviously, I know that there are other people out there. I would like to see it myself, but it is cool when the government's like, yeah, there are other people out there. It's like, yeah, well, it figures as much. The galaxy is too big for there not to be other people, for there not to be something. It's way too big for us to be alone. That's ridiculous. So the government's saying, oh yeah, we got UFOs and we got different things like that happening. So there's other life forms and there's other things that travel at paces and speeds that are able to defy what we can travel at right now, right? Now, as far as religion and God, I think it's an interesting point because a lot of the reason that some people say that aliens don't want to be introduced to society is because it would shake a lot of people to their core, the religious people. A lot of people believe that, a lot of the Christians, and it would just shake a lot of people in their religion. It would cause them to not be able to have the same faith that they did, right? I'm not sure if whether or not that's true or not, but that's one of the reasons why apparently the government's been trying to hide it for so long because it would make people question one of the most holistic and reserved rights of humanity, I guess you can say, which is religion. Even though a lot of people around the world are persecuted and chastised for their religion, and they chastise other people, that's one of the things that everybody in the entire world kind of agrees to some extent with, like, that it's serious for everybody. Even if they don't like your religion, everybody understands like religion is a serious thing. And so now we're starting to get UFOs released. It starts to bring into question like, oh, well, hey, maybe there has been a lot of technological exchange. Maybe there already is communication and technological exchange. I watched tons of videos of people that had interactions with aliens. A lot of these videos that I was watching back in the day aren't even online anymore. As a matter of fact, I can't find them. And I've looked for one video in particular for so long. If I am able to find it, I'll message it over to you. It was about a guy that was in a forest one time, and he said that they saw lights flying over this forest. He was over in Germany. It was a military forest, U.S. military forest, or France or something like that. He said they saw a whole bunch of lights, and so they went out into the forest because he was watch. He went out into the forest and they tried to go track down what the hell these lights were. So he said they got out there and they started, experiencing. I'll tell you exactly how I remember it. He said there he remembers being in the forest and they have the beady 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 because he was in Germany. That was the sound of their ambulance. He said I remember hearing that ambulance and thinking, wow, like that's he hadn't been there for that long. He hadn't heard the ambulance, their on base ambulance before, but they had sent people out to go explore what and see what the hell this was. He also saw people with weapons, and he never sees weapons on base. He never saw any weapons, but he saw people with weapons this time. So he remembers hearing the beep beep beep, and they went out into the forest, and there were already people out there. So he said they hiked for about a quarter mile, and he remembers seeing a log house with the light on. And the last thing he remembers hearing or being conscious of remembering having the train of thought to listen was a dog barking at them as they were going by, and it had a light on, and somebody was living out in this forest. Or it was something was going on in this forest. Maybe it was the U.S.'s base. I don't know. But there was a dog out there barking, he said. So he said the ambulance passed them and it went far enough to where they couldn't hear anymore, hear the ambulance anymore. And then, they went past the dog and he couldn't hear the dog anymore. And they started getting closer and closer and closer. And they're starting, he started experiencing different things. He said he started to taste metallic taste in his mouth. He said, I tasted metallic. He said, tasted metal, metal, metal. And next thing you know, he was walking upon the ambulance, but, he couldn't hear anything. He said, none of us could hear anything, right? The comms were useless. It was completely deathly silent. And they got out to what he said looked like this floating dark mass. And he said it looked like there was energy inside of this mass. This story was unbelievable. This guy, as he was telling the story, let me give you a bit of background. He was kicked out of the military. He had his military documents on video. And he looked like he was a traumatized 45-year-old white man. And he kept saying, I wish this never happened to me. It cost me my career. I can't get a job anywhere. He's like, it's ruined my life. He's like, I'm happy y'all are paying me for this because it's ruined my life. And he's like, I don't wish this on my worst enemy. He said, anybody that's experienced something that's been hushed by the United States government, it's like you're already dead. And so he kept saying that throughout the video, and he was staring stone cold into the camera, man. He had all the pictures of him in uniform, all of his discharge papers. You could tell he was in the military. No BS. Anyways, going back to the story, he kept saying, I wish this never happened to me. And the reason he ended up getting caught, by the way, is because when he got back, he called his mom. He was going into like shock. He called his mom, and the line cut off. And, he got a knock on his door a couple minutes later, and they said, hey, you got a meeting in whatever time. I forget, they got military language. They said, hey, you got a meeting in like an hour or something like that. And he went to that meeting. Anyways, I'll get there. It's an incredible story. So he said he remembers thinking, I can't hear anything. But they get closer to this thing, and eventually he starts tasting stuff, and he sees this black floating dark mass. He said it was about 6 feet tall. It was hovering off of the ground. And he said everywhere around the ground, it was in a circle, a perfect circle around it was burnt. He said the ground was burnt, and it was like there was no grass there. It was completely charred, but this thing was hovering a couple of feet off of the ground. And he says he remembers thinking that there's entities inside of it. He said the word entities, right? He said, I kept seeing, he said, I kept seeing what I thought were entities inside of it, even though this was a solid mass that he said was darker than dark. The darkest thing they'd ever seen. They're in a forest right now. So he said they walked up to it. Let me read a comment. Wow. You had a near-death experience in 2024 and saw beings that are not human. They were blue people. I know that sounds crazy, LOL, but true. Really? That's crazy. I'm going to tell you about my experience, and then I'll get back to this alien experience. I'll get back to the alien experience. I was at Walmart. I was 22 or 23 years old. Still living with my parents at this time. Or maybe I wasn't. I can't remember. I was at Walmart, and I saw an entity. I walked into Walmart, and usually I go buy a couple pieces of chicken or like macaroni, and I eat while I shop. Especially back then because I was working out a lot, and I was really big, right? So I walked past the fried chicken aisle or whatever, and usually it says deli. At the Walmart I went to, it says deli. Well, I remember walking past it this time, and it said fried chicken at the top. And it was in a white city. We all lived in a white city. So I pulled my phone out and I started recording. I said, look at this. Look at this racist ass Walmart. They replaced the deli sign with the sign that said fried chicken. I was like, this is yo, I guarantee you they don't have that sign up right now. Niggas probably got sued for that. But anyways, I was recording it and I was like, this is hilarious. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go get me some fried chicken. And I turned the camera towards myself. I said, I'm about to get me some fried chicken. And I put my camera down in my buggy. and I put the buggy down. And I started walking towards the fried chicken, and there was a person in the doorway at Walmart that was sitting a little right of the doorway, and there was an entity looking at me. And I'm gonna stand up exactly how the entity was looking at me, just to show you. Hold on 1 second. Hopefully my phone don't die. Shit. Let me try and do this quick. My pants aren't even on, bro. His back was back. He was like, just like this. Bro, I can't even hold the pose. But anyways, he was facing right towards me, bro. Just like, but way crazier. Yo. So I paused my cart. I was pushing my cart and I paused. And I was probably like 50 feet away from him. I looked and I saw his eyes. Bro, his eyes were all red. I was like, oh my God. I was like, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? But no, I was like, I know I don't have any lighting, but my phone's about to die, y'all. So I'm sorry I can't give y'all good lighting. My bad. Oh my God, Latasha. Yo, I was so this is the most scared I've been in my life. Let me tell you something. I know I wasn't. This is the only time it's ever happened. I've astral projected when I was a kid. I remember having this dream. The only other like spiritual thing I've had happen. I don't know if this is even spiritual, but I don't think it's spiritual. The only other thing I had happen was I could like astral project, and I remember going to like a different reality where everything was purple. I mean, it looked kind of like this, but imagine everything was purple, and I could fly everywhere. And my dream continued for 3 nights in a row. When I went to school and came back home, my dream picked off and I continued. And then I went to school that day, came back home, my dream continued again. It was supernatural, and I haven't dreamed that much since. I don't even dream anymore. But I'm like, man, I tapped into something. I don't know what I tapped into, but I tapped into something, and I can't do it anymore. Anyways, I'm sure I could if I tried. Yo, I was so terrified I couldn't scream, I couldn't say anything. I froze in fear. I was frozen, and I kept my cart right there, just in between me and him. I was probably 30 feet away from him, and I stood there for probably 30 seconds. People were walking right past him. Right past him. I didn't see anybody walk through him, right? And I mean, it's not like there were like hundreds of people walking in and out of Walmart. There was only a couple people that I probably saw, but people were walking right past him. And I was like, there's nobody seeing this thing. He looked like he was African, and I hate to say it this way, but he was dark skinned, the most dark skin you've seen from head to toe. But those eyes were shining red, redder than my DoorDash bag. It was almost like it was glowing. I was like, oh my God, what in the fuck is this? So after about 30 seconds, I pushed my cart. I turned around. I was just like, okay, you gotta go. Like, nigga, run. I turned around, pushed my cart down the ice cream aisle, and I ran all the way around Walmart, around Walmart through the back. I ran all the way out, and I ran out of the home and garden, or like the plant aisle, the plant section. And the plant people were looking at me like I stole something. So I didn't even think about this until this time. They thought I had like stole something. So they like started following me, because back in the day, you could go and like steal stuff through like the plant section because nobody used to watch it. Don't ask me how I know. But they thought I was like stealing something, so they were like kind of chasing me or whatever. But I was like, I didn't even talk to them. I just ran straight to my car, got in my car, and took off. And I never went back there. So I Googled it. I went home that day and Googled it, and I was on Google all night looking it up. And apparently, other people had seen that same entity or being in San Antonio and Houston, but other people saw it in Texas. The first results that pulled up were other cities in Texas. So I was like, I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is, but I saw that with my own 2 eyes, Tasha. Man, it shook me to my core. That's why I rap about in my songs, like, I don't fear man. I don't fear mankind anymore. Like the nigga pulled the gun out on me the other day when we were in the parking lot. Like, I was just like, hey, you got it, bro. You know, you got it, bro. Like, I wasn't even phased, I'll be honest with you. I was more mad at this nigga. He was like, I'm about to get you out of here, cuz. Like, I'm about to tell my manager that you sleep in here, cuz. You fucked up. You said you were gonna shoot. You were gonna stab me, nigga. I'm like, nigga, bang, bang, bang. He was talking to me crazy. I was like, all right, bro. You got it. I was like, you got it, bro. You got it. I was like, hey, my bad, bro. You got it, bro.
He was getting more mad. I was like, damn, this nigga's got a gun. I need to chill out. Stop smiling, nigga. This is not funny. Like you might die right now. But nah, nothing compared to that terror that I felt when I saw that entity looking at me, yo. I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know what this is, but I hope he doesn't start running towards me. I'm not gonna even be able to run. I knew I wouldn't be able to run. I was like, oh, this might be it. I don't know what he is. Some people were saying it was a demon, or whatever, but I don't know, I don't know. Ever since then, I've been like really obsessed with horror movies, and I really just haven't like found or seen anything like that or like him. But that kind of started my whole horror thing. That's crazy. I know other beings are here with us in this world. No, that's true. It's a fact. It's they are here. They are here. I saw it one time for myself. Um, you got some people that say that they can see the spirits and see beings and stuff like that. I need to try and find me one. Because I've tried praying to different entities and like nothing shows up anymore. Like nobody showed up. Saying they showed up, nobody like really showed up. So it's like, all right. That's why it's like okay. I don't think it's a spiritual thing. And I know we talked about religion, right? Kind of we were talking about it. It's not a spiritual thing. It's just other things that are in this world that know how to move differently. I think some people have to break it down to a spiritual aspect so they can kind of grasp it. But it's like, nah, this isn't like I don't know. I don't. I that thing. I'm not saying I don't know. I don't know what it was, but it was just another being. Man, shoot, these little demons in the horror movies and stuff, they don't even be really scaring me like that. After I saw what I saw, yo. After I saw that in real life, it don't even really bother me like that. Like there's a few movies that get to me. I don't know if you like horror movies, but let me know if you do. I got some good horror movies. Let me turn this air on for a second. I would love to figure out how to get in like now I feel like I'd be able to handle it if I saw him again. Now this time, guess what? If I saw him again, I would walk up this time and talk to him and say, "Who are you? Where are you from?" I just was not ready beforehand. I could not handle it. There was no way I could walk up to that entity and ask him who he was. That might have been my one time to kind of start getting more into I might have missed my chance to communicate with aliens. Or communicate with other entities or beings or whatever it might be. He might have been a reptilian inside of a human suit, and he was like, "Hey, like what's up?" And I just ran away completely. And they were like, "Nah, mark him off the list." Like I don't know, but if I saw him again, I would muster up every ounce of strength I have, and I would walk right up to him and I would say, "Who are you? Where are you from? Like, what are you?" And I would wait to see what he said. Everybody else that saw him in the when I was doing research on him said that they were too scared to thing. They were terrified too. Because the person in the forum asked, like, did any of y'all talk to him? Did anybody say anything? Like, y'all know that if it's a demon, he can talk. Did anybody talk? And everybody was like, hell no. Like we all like I don't know what people said they did, but somebody asked that question in one of the forums I saw. And keep in mind, when I saw this forum was like 7 or 8 years old. So it had been online for a long time. So he's been in Texas, whatever it is. I don't know. I think he's multi-dimensional. I think he can go in and out of dimensions, and he just happened to show up at Walmart and come visit me for whatever reason. I have no idea. But you love horror movies? Okay, I got a couple horror movies that will shake you to your core. If you're ready, take these horror movies down, but do not watch them if you really don't want to be disturbed. Okay? If you don't want to be disturbed, don't watch these because these are disturbing movies. The first one is called The Fourth Kind. It's one of the most disturbing movies I've ever watched. It borders reality, and you don't understand what's reality and what's a part of the movie. It's amazing. It's well done. It's done by an African man. It was directed by an African, and it features the chick who was in The Fifth Element. The that crazy movie. What's her name? Kirsten Dunst, I think her name. No, not Kirsten Dunst. That was Spider Woman. That was Spider Girl's girlfriend. Whoever that Mila Jovovich. It features Mila Jovovich, the orange-haired Russian chick. She plays in that movie. It's very disturbing. I've made it through 90% of it. There's two parts of the movie I can't watch still to this day. The Fourth Kind. It's worth the $3.99, or if you can watch it free, you can watch it free. The second most disturbing movie I've seen, and this is no particular order, but The Fourth Kind is, I think, number one. Number two is a movie called Satan's Slaves, and it's an Indonesian horror movie. Very disturbing. Very disturbing. If you love horror, check out some of the Indo horror, and you'll have to kind of read, and you'll watch a lot of trash, but I'll tell you the best ones I found. Satan's Slaves is a very disturbing movie. It's got subtitles. I hate subtitles. You don't even need to listen to the subtitles. This movie will rock you to your core. But it's beautifully done as well. Don't get it twisted. Like, you're just not gonna be like, oh my God, I'm damaged. You're not gonna be damaged forever. It's just while you're watching it, it's very intense. But it's a well done movie as well, so you're not rocking the entire time. The Fourth Kind, you're rocking a little bit. You're rocking for like half the time. Like, it's serious. Satan's Slaves, you're rocking for a good 30% of the time. And when you're rocking serious. The third most terrifying movie I saw, and I might put this above Satan's Slaves, is a movie called Gonjiam Asylum. I was a Christian at the time. They were telling me that God of the Bible is not real. That's what made me look more into religion, and I found out so much, had to deconstruct from religion after that. Yeah, I mean, once you start to read into it, it's not even read into it, but I mean, just kind of like observe people and like just think about it critically and crucially. It's very difficult to, and my thing was, a lot of people that I knew that were Christian and religious, I felt like they weren't as good of people as I was. Like, I felt like a lot of the stuff that they would do and the conversations they would have is stuff that I wouldn't do. And I'm not saying I was perfect. I'm not saying like I was trying to be holy. I wasn't. I just like I thought we were better than this. You know what I'm saying? Type of deal. And then when I started going through everything with my family, I was like, yo, what is this religion, bro? Like, what's going on here? Like, this is supposed to be something that unites. It's supposed to be something that's out of love. Why can't this church, why doesn't everybody go to the same church? Why are so many different religions? Episcopalian, Catholicism, Christian, non-denominational, Baptist, Episcopal, Southern Baptist, Southern Lutheran, Church of the Latter-day Saints, Mormons. Like, what the fuck is everybody? I thought everybody's praying to the same God. Oh yeah, check those movies out. Also, Gonjiam Asylum, Gonjiam Asylum. It's a found footage Asian horror movie. It is terrifying. If I was to watch one tonight, I would watch Gonjiam Asylum. I wish I could watch it through for my first time. Yo, it's so good. You'll feel like you're going on an adventure, and it's an adventure that you've never experienced. It is terrifying, yo. Terrifying. You won't make it through the whole thing, but you'll love the movie, though. So, yeah, check that out, and whenever you watch it, let me know when you're ready for the next step. We'll give you the next step. But, yeah, I mean, for me, it was like, dude, I don't think most people know what they're praying. The God of the Bible does a lot of evil things in the Old Testament. That's the same thing I said. Like, I remember seeing a video, and this was recently though, but I came to this conclusion as well. Like, oh, you mean to tell me God loves me so much that if I don't sacrifice and tell him that he's the best thing ever since sliced pie, he's gonna send me to hell forever? Like, he loves us so much that he just lets people get murdered. He lets children be beheaded. He lets children go through horrible things. Like, God loves people that much. They'll be like, oh, well, free will and everything. I'm like, God, like, what are we talking about here? Like, you would defend your child more than whatever God you're praying to would help you. You could be praying to God your whole life. Like, Mother Sue Betty still can't afford to barely pay for her rent. You know what I'm saying? Like, at a certain point, I started just seeing things inside the church. I was raised in the church, too. I went to church every Wednesday and Sunday for 16 years of my life. I used to play piano at my church. That's what I'm saying. Like, the human that I am now is strictly because of how people made me. Like if my parents didn't treat me like shit, I might still be a Christian. But it's like, damn, when people showed their real colors, it was like, bro, y'all are fake about this shit. Like, this shit's not real. Because if it was real, y'all wouldn't be living this way. Y'all wouldn't be doing things this type of way. Y'all are just making shit up. People just making stuff up and fitting. That's why everybody has different religions, because oh well, that we don't believe in that portion of that religion. We believe in this portion that no, everybody tries to twist, and this is why I can't kick it with most. And this is how society is. You know, you have your different sections of society. You find your people, you find your group, you find your whatever. I'm the type of person, I can kick it with whatever. I can kick it with hillbillies in the mountains of North Carolina. I can kick it with the president of the United States. I can kick it with hood and trap niggas. I can kick it with anybody and be able to find friendship, barrier, find love, communicate, find something that binds us as people. Have laughs, have a good time, no matter where I'm at in the world. I don't need to speak your language. I know that, hey, food. Like, you got food? Me with you? Hug, hug. Come on the cheek. Oh my, hey, America. You understand? Hey, America. Like, taking pictures. Hey, like how it is a FIFA. I can get down with anybody where, cause like life is cool. Life is beautiful. But when it comes to religion, people use the differences that are supposed to make life beautiful and use that, and they use that against you in evil ways that benefits them, like them being condescending to you because they don't understand your lifestyle or understand why you're more accepting, or why you don't necessarily see that certain things are evil or bad or this or that or this or that. Look, I would never want my child to go to hell. I would never want my daughter to go to hell. I would never want my daughter, my flesh and blood, to go to a place that is the worst place ever. So you're telling me that the person that loves me more than I love my daughter is going to send me to hell because I chose not to worship and praise him? I didn't ask to be here, just like my daughter didn't ask to be here. So I would do everything, and I did everything I could to give my daughter the best chance at life to make it. That's what parents do. But people try and get this God thing over on you, like, well, it's because he gave man free will. If man didn't bite the apple, then why wasn't God a good parent and just stop stop Eve from biting the apple to begin with? We won't have to worry about none of this. You got to watch over children. That's what being a good parent is. Sometimes kids put things in the electrical outlets. They're just dumb. Not dumb. That's a terrible word to use. That was a horrible word to use. Like, I'm gonna get flamed for that, like, eventually. But like, I'm pointing that as like adults. I'm trying to say, like, adults are like, you know what I'm saying? If God loves his children, like, adults sometimes are dumb. That's terrible. Kids are not dumb. They're fucking children. And I'm not abusive at all towards children. You know what I'm saying? But I was trying to paint, and I failed miserably. I'm gonna eat those words later. Kids are not dumb. Kids are beautiful. You have to watch over children. You have to protect children. You have to, like, keep a constant eye over them, because they just don't understand the repercussion of their choices, of their consequences, right? They're children and they're innocent, so they just don't get anything. And so for the God that apparently loves me more than he loves anything, than I love my child, than I love whatever it might be, like, why would you send me to hell? Like, you see how these people are treating me. You see how they're doing me. Why would you not just smite my enemies in your name? Like, a nigga prayed to you for a long time, and nigga asked for help when I was going through things in this car. A nigga was praying, a nigga was asking for help like that outside of what I did for myself. When I started doing things for myself, then it started seeing, like, some small change. Outside of that, like, God's not about to come and, do really, like, nothing really, like, nobody has a single, like, legitimate, I'm talking about, like, legitimate miracle on camera. Like, something that's just unexplainable, like, that God came and did, and just is, like, just 100% completely unexplainable. Like, somebody's body broke, and whatever it might be. Like, religion talking about God as a God of miracles and this and that, and lay your hands on the sick and this and that. No, when people get sick, people die, bro. When people get too sick, they die. You can pray for them, you can do this, you can do that, you can do whatever you want. When it's your time, it's your time. There's no God that's going to come down and heal you and do anything like this. You better figure out how to heal yourself with these gosh darn herbal remedies and stuff like that. That whatever created us, or whatever created all this, the programmer made. But no, you're not gonna be able to pray and something's gonna come and just spontaneously heal you. People be like, oh, thank God for the doctors. No, thank the doctors for the doctors, bro. What are we talking about here? Nobody really has a legitimate miracle, and that's kind of where my skepticism started. I was like, bro, nobody really has a miracle. All the miracles that people talk about is stuff that like can kind of be explained, and for the most part, there's pretty much scientific, empirical data for why it happened. Holy shit, I've been doing some organizing in this room. Hey, hey, congrats. Are you organizing your room, R&B? What you got going? I feel so bad for calling kids dumb, bro. I can't believe I said that. That's literally the worst thing I've ever said online. That's just a terrible thing to say. Kids are not dumb. I I really was thinking of adults and thinking how we are God's children. That's what I was saying. I don't think dumb at all, guys. Y'all know how much I love my daughter and how much I want to be there to protect her. So please forgive me for saying that. It was a poor choice, terrible choice of speaking too quickly. I speak too quickly. I need to slow down. And sometimes my words, in this case, my words are, they definitely don't sound right. But just trying to make it, Anyways, let's move on. So Eve was scared after she bit the fruit of good and evil, and everything was good and it. If everything was good in Eden, she would have not been scared afterwards, hiding from God. So that means God of the Bible could be evil. Yeah. So yeah, the fruit of the Bible was the knowledge of good and evil. Yeah. I mean, just from again that story, just how like, if we're being honest, just how crazy the Bible is to begin with. Like Noah building an ark, and listen, I've listened to people. There's this guy that goes around talking. His name's like Captain Tassar or something. He's a Hebrew Israelite, a black Hebrew Israelite, and he's kind of getting popular on YouTube. You can type in Captain Hebrew Israelite and kind of see some of his teachings and stuff. He believes black people, are Hebrew Israelites. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But when they're arguing about these stories in the Bible, it's just like, bro, like we're arguing about a nigga that built a wooden ark that had like, 10 different types of, most of the animals that are alive today type of deal. It's like, this is a lot of stuff that just doesn't make much literal sense, right? And it's like, okay, let's think critically for a second, you know? And if that's the case, like where is God today? Did God just speak to the people of the Bible, the Old Testament, and he just doesn't talk to people today? Like did he just give up talking to us? He talked to everybody. He talked to Jacob. He talked to Abraham. He talked to Isaac. God came through the clouds in the heavens and talked to everybody in the Bible. But he don't come through. Bro, all God would literally have to do is fly through the clouds and show himself one time, and 90% of people in the world would probably have no issue believing and following God. All he would have to do is just show up one time, and 99% of the people would be like, oh shit, like this nigga's real. Let's go ahead and worship this nigga, because what we just saw, yeah, I don't think we're ready for that. We might just have to go ahead and you got people that still be like, man, screw that nigga, we going to hell, right? But all it would take is one time. So you're telling me this God that loves us would rather just us go to hell and just go our entire existence never actually seeing him once, never experiencing him once? Some people say, you can experience it, if you pray and, you pray in tongues and stuff. I prayed in tongues. I didn't, not yet at least. I wanted to. Some people say, oh, you're not doing it right. Well, I mean, what is it exactly like? I never felt, like anything that they describe when, the presence of God and everything like that. I never felt that, and I tried to feel that. I was in church with my hands raised, praying intently, trying to feel the presence of God, I didn't feel the presence of God. I didn't feel anything. I just felt normal. Like I was just, singing, and I felt good because I was with other people that I think were good people. But like, anyways, I don't even think anybody's in the room anymore. I know y'all are gone. I know the religion kind of took people out of the room. So, hey, I'm gonna wrap this up. I know most people are gone. Look, hey, Latasha, if this is you, I'm gonna wrap this up. We only got one people in here. We kind of bored everybody on that conversation, and I know I've been live for a while. So R&B was like, "Yo, you still alive?" So hey, we're gonna wrap this up. We'll be back here in a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can't get Wi-Fi at the car wash tomorrow. So I'm gonna take y'all to go watch the car with me. But whoever's watching right now, yeah, I love you. I'm gonna see y'all in a little bit, and I hate to wrap this up so quick. If you're watching this on replay, make sure you listen to all my other lives and everything like that. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe. We got a lot going on, and yeah, that's that. Hopefully we can find my. Hopefully one day I can find my daughter. You know, hopefully one day I can be able to have a relationship with my daughter. I'm wrapping things up on the channel here, yo. Okay, yeah, I love you, Latosh. Take care, love. See you tomorrow, all right? Hopefully one day I can find my daughter and get things going back again. But anyway, we're gonna talk about some more stuff, and we got some more pictures tomorrow. Y'all know what it is. Good convo. Hey, great. Always a great conversation with you, Tosh. Appreciate you, love. Y'all have a good night. You have a good night, baby. Take care.